Now joined in our Pretoria studio by Professor Leseba Tefo to discuss the President's visit to Alex. Prof, thanks very much for joining us. Let's unpack the visit itself. There's a bit of confusion as to whether he went there as the head of state or he was as a part of another campaign visit. What's your take on what you saw today?
Based on the clip, it was clearly a political campaign, and regrettably indeed. And I listened to the language used there. I mean, for the head of state to say, my counterpart could not come here because he fears being in your midst. I am here, and Makhura was here because he's not afraid to be in your midst. I think those statements for me are a bit reckless. They ought not to be articulated in that fashion, because that's what draws the wedge between the parties and between the supporters. I think he should take a magnanimous approach that says, whatever the differences, but let's just try to find each other. Peter, allow me to quote Oliver Tambo. He said to them when he handed over the party, never underestimate the masses. Sometimes they know much more than we think they do. Emil Cabral said, tell no lies and claim no easy victories.
All right. You know, we're talking about this conflation of party and state, but he does wear both hats, and he had gone on a walkabout to visit the locals as the president of the ANC. Is it understandable that sometimes, particularly with a few weeks before the elections, that this conflation might happen?
Yes, it can happen, but at least at the level of head of state, I would always say, be more circumspect, lest, you see, the unintended consequences are right now, as you and I know, that this was spent for political purposes, for political reasons. Money was voted out by the then President Thabo Mbeki, and apparently might have not been used or was used for the wrong reasons. And rightly so, the Mayor Mashaba says, it is not my competency to deal with this, but to the extent possible, I will try to help. Now, then people in other spaces, given the culture of violence to mediate our political concerns, then it has replicated itself across the province and even beyond the province. Now, we have seen even a library being burnt today. What does it say? It started small, certainly to upstage the DA. Now it is backfiring. It is upstaging now. And I am not undermining the genuine concerns of the people of Alex, Hammanskraal, and Matatiele. The concerns are genuine, and let us also be genuine in addressing them.
So as the political parties point fingers at each other about the situation in Alexandra, do you think that the voters there are quite clear about who's to blame in what's happened in Alex? I mean, if we look back, the ANC was in charge for 22, 23 years, the DA for the last 2 years, but it's pointing at the moment the language as if the DA is responsible for the whole story.
That's the unfortunate part for me, because if you listen to those who are leading the protests, they are clearly political conscious and politically aware, and they are pro-ANC. There is no doubt about that from what they say. And there are those who genuinely are looking for sites to build houses. We're looking for improvement on the infrastructure, who genuinely believe that at least this is a genuine cause. But I'm saying, please don't take advantage of the ignorant, because at one stage, they might not know when to stop. And by that time, it might be too late for you to advise them otherwise. I know what happened in Rwanda when people were called cockroaches. By the time they wanted to stop them, hell had broken loose. And I'm saying, it might have started as a genuine concern, but certainly it has been too politicized. And I would hope that the president will try to navigate a course and emphasize the fact that people have genuine concerns. Our political differences notwithstanding, let's try to assist them.
All right, that's where we'll leave it. Professor Tefo, thanks very much indeed, as always, for your insights. All right.